basically what we have here is an absolute shitter of a market. For the last 2 to 3 years, and this is an aptly chosen Moonbird here, as he has his hair on fire. NFT prices suck right now. Crypto prices suck right now. And, for all intents and purposes, we've been calling it a bear market for the last 2 weeks, but really, really a lot of pain in the last 3 or 4 days. I mean, we on some of these we are down almost 30% overnight, and this doesn't stop at these crypto tokens. It bled into the NFT market. There's a lot of things to be talking about here. One of which, and if you check in the description, this is a fantastic thread on the Celsius lending situation that isn't the main reason. There's a lot of macro environmental or environment things that are going on. We're having the continued war with Russia. We're having the inflation rise. We do have a Fed meeting here at the end of the week, and people are anxiously awaiting everything that's going on with that. But if you want to check out this thread, we'll talk about here in a second. Celsius essentially over-leveraged itself like a lot of these other companies. Three Arrows Capital, there was a rumor here that they're going insolvent. Coinbase is letting 20% of their workforce go. And so all of this stuff is kind of telling you that a lot of these people are either, one, over-leveraged and completely about to get blown up, or they're preparing for an impending recession like Coinbase letting go 20% of its employees. Now, the Celsius thing is something we'll get into as this discussion unfolds. But guys, I just want to open this up. How the title of the episode is Why NFTs Aren't Dead. And I want to get your take on why NFTs are not going to stop. We know that everything's kind of down. The floor prices are absolutely tanked. But right now, what do you tell someone that is looking at this space and saying it's not going to come back for a long time? Maybe some floor prices are never going to recover. What is the thing that you would tell someone about why NFTs aren't dead, or maybe they are? We're on NFT Live. I'm guessing your answer isn't are. So just give me your take on the current space, and then we'll kind of move through this.
Yeah, no, I think that what we're seeing is, I don't, was it last week or the week before we talked about like what is the future of NFTs and how like we're going to see like more adoption and where we see the space going and the technology being used moving forward. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that, and it's going to happen a lot faster. And I think we're going to see a lot more adoption of lower cost, easier barrier of entry like NFTs. And this is where I think we do see a little bit of the decoupling of this concept that like NFTs are only going to be investments, right? Like they're only going to be this investment vehicle that you're buying and then is going to eventually make you some money. And I think now we're going to see use cases more towards traditional marketing, and kind of more innovative ways outside of what we've seen currently. So, it's going to be interesting. I think that it's going to be, I don't know if we see like, Bored Ape hit the same place it was pre this, like, I don't know if our PFP project's dead. No, but like, you're probably not going to see very many of them, do, any kind of volume, except for the ones that actually, gain traction. So it's going to be interesting to see how like our side of the field, plays and how like everyone who's kind of like in the NFT space as we currently know it, adjust for like what comes next. Right. Like, because I do think like the next iteration, right, like just like in the web is like next comes like the big brands and the big money and how they're going to approach it and how they're going to utilize and leverage the technology and how are they going to capitalize on the opportunity. So
I think I'm a little bit more careful on what projects we're buying into. Just because it's pumping and it's free doesn't mean that's the one to ape into. And when the market's pumping up, there's some easy gains, and you can flip those. But when the market's trending down, you have to trust all of your fellow holders not to dump your bags. And if there's no reason for them not to dump their bags, you might be in a lot of trouble. So I'm reading a lot of more white papers. I'm diving into stuff that I can focus on and control, like different security, making sure my discords are safe, stuff like that, stuff that, it's going to put a smile on your face and, make you happy. And if you're taking care of the people around you, they're going to remember that. So, we're going to make it as a team. Keep that mindset, everybody.
I echo all of this, right? There's been way too much fluff and way too much garbage that people have been buying into for no reason, that has no inherent value. So to me, it just comes back to the basics of like what value can actually be collateralized on a project. Real art, real artists, that's a real value. So it's like, are NFTs dead? No, it's a technology that can underwrite a digital asset that has some kind of value, and then the market will determine the value. There's been a bunch of junk and crappy art that has no real collateralized value behind it, that's been flying just because it's been flying. But then as soon as the music stops, it all dumps because, again, there's no real value there. It's just hype. So art and artists, that's a real value. Access tokens, a real community, a real team, a big brand, all of these different things, tickets, all these things, experiences. These are all values that can be collateralized, right? That create value in the tokens that, are associated with those values. So it's like, it's not dead. This is just an evolution in the market. So it's like a lot of that fluff, to DJ Savage's point, is just, it's going to be gone, because it's just like the easy button's gone. People are not going to be as frivolous, dumping their hard-earned ETH and money into whatever's pumping just because somebody told them to. I've done that way too many times myself. And yeah, now it's like, okay, what do I really value? That's what I'm going to be buying.